Drake Toll Show on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization and Locked On Big 12, and most importantly in this context, Sirius XM 375, the Westwood One Sports app, the Drake Toll Show YouTube channel, and Westwood One Sports. I don't know. I don't understand how it keeps happening, how he continues to do it. Lionel Messi is the greatest of all time to ever touch a soccer pitch. And it's getting to the point where it's really not close. Yesterday, I mentioned to you off the top of the show that I felt like soccer was dead in the United States. Yesterday was the day that soccer died after the United States men's national team lost. And questions were arising about how we allowed that to happen as a nation, about how we could be so athletically declined in one certain thing when we want to be the best. And this is the world sport. Whoa. Waka waka, this time for Africa. Wave the flag, whatever the song is this year. Every 4 years, they do a song and the world unites around one thing, and it's soccer. And the United States has never been very competitive at that. And then you start to look at the youth programs across the country and how you're paying $15,000 a year to have your son or daughter play high-level soccer at the age of 14, whereas in Germany, you're getting paid to go to a specific school to play soccer. We don't quite have it down to that art yet. Everyone else seems to. Lionel Messi, it's an art to him. The United States, we just don't do that. We don't take it as seriously as everybody else. And so when I say the day the soccer died in the United States, this was the opportunity for us to all take one deep look after the U.S. beat Belgium and possibly made it to the semifinals, and what a deep run. And we were told the United States could win it all. And when they didn't, it all fell so flat that it felt like, why would we care the rest of the way? What else is there to watch in the World Cup? As I'm watching them sign off on the single most watched soccer broadcast in history in the United States, the U.S. versus Belgium. As I'm watching the talent sign off on Fox, they're begging viewers, don't stop watching the World Cup. It's not over. There's plenty of wild action to go. I don't know if I believed that. I don't know if I cared. I was ready to move on to OTAs. Where's Terry and Arnold going? The guy who allegedly put a bunch of blindfolds on dudes, robbed them, kidnapped them, and can still play in the NFL, and there is, quote, interest from other teams? What the hell? I was ready to move on. And then yesterday happened. I cannot emphasize to you the feeling that comes with watching Lionel Messi play. I can't emphasize enough how that is something that is genuinely, at this point, appointment television. And I understand that in Frisco, Texas, as you get up to go to the gym today, that you might not, that soccer is just not the thing that you want to turn on and watch for 95 minutes. And this is boring to you. But yesterday, the payoff of watching yesterday's match, Argentina and Egypt, proved to me that this sport, whether we like it or not, whether we're going to do it or not, whether it's alive or dead as far as our youths go, that this sport, pretty damn electric. Because two teams, two countries converged on Atlanta, Georgia, Argentina, and Egypt, and put on a show. That is where we will start today. Over the course of the show today, LeBron James to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Donovan Mitchell, 4-year deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers. $273 million max contract. It's going to pay the guy a gajillion, $68 million or some odd a year. A stupid amount. What does it mean for LeBron to Cleveland? Chris Middleton back with the Washington Wizards. Let's take you through some of the weirdest moments imaginable at a media days. You hear media, SEC media days coming up. Usually what that means is the SEC media popularity contest is coming up. It's not an opportunity for coaches to say things. It's not an opportunity to hear things. It's a place where members of the media get to go gather and have beer together for 3 or 4 days and talk to the coaches that they already know and are in the back pockets of. And the coach gets to the podium and says, yeah, we're excited about next season. Except this time at Big 12 media days yesterday, the Big 12 commissioner got on stage and said, I'm not doing it. I'm not answering any questions about Brendan Sorsby. This is not the time nor the place. All right, well, Big Tiger, where is the time? Where is the place? We'll also talk about the Yankees. Sorry if you're a Yankees fan. Consecutive games striking out 17 times. The first team in AL history is the New York Yankees. The first team to strike out 17 times in consecutive games ever in the AL is the mighty New York Yankees, who fall another game back in the division behind the Tampa Bay Rays. Ugh. But I have to start. LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, Wayne Gretzky, Michael Phelps, the names that may come to mind when you think some of the great athletes ever. Tiger Woods, Serena Williams. Babe Ruth has this mystique around the name. Usain Bolt. Lionel Messi. You're in an, let me go back through it. Michael Jordan, done, retired. Muhammad Ali, very retired. Wayne Gretzky, microphone in his hand. Michael Phelps, playing a lot of golf now, probably smoking weed. Babe Ruth, very dead. Usain Bolt, I haven't seen him jog in a while, much less run. Tiger Woods, the whole back thing and the ankle thing, the legs. You ever seen a guy who's just arms and a head? That's Tiger Woods. Serena Williams, kind of back, but not really Serena Williams. LeBron James, kind of back, but not really LeBron James. Lionel Messi, out of this list of the greatest athletes of all time, out of the list of the greatest soccer players of all time, Lionel Messi sits there 38 years old and is doing, 39 now, 39 years old, and is doing something that we've never seen before. Lionel Messi will go down as one of the greatest athletes to ever do this. And I understand that we in the United States of America just don't value soccer in that way. But what I saw yesterday was an indication that Messi has crossed over from the prestige of elite soccer player into the GOAT conversation for greatest athletes of all time. Can I give you, if you're not keyed into soccer, that's fine. Can I give this to you in NFL terms? Thanks to my good, close personal friend, Tom Brady. The win, Argentina over Egypt, was equivalent to 28-3. Egypt scores twice in the 15th minute and the 67th minute. Now, in the middle of that, 20th minute, Lionel Messi, this greatest athlete of all time, the star quarterback, Tom Brady, throws a pick six. Lionel Messi's in the red zone, throws a pick six by missing a penalty in the 20th minute. So Egypt's already scored 5 minutes prior to that. We get later in the game. We're getting to the third quarter, 67th minute. Egypt scores again. It's 28-3. Not to mention, remember earlier, Tom Brady, you threw that pick six in the red zone. The game is over for all intents and purposes. It is now 2-0, and we're getting late. 79th minute of yesterday's contest between Argentina and Egypt. Finally, Patriots score a touchdown for the first time all game. It's 28-9, a glimmer of hope as Romero nets a goal. 79th minute, it's 2-1. Just for 4 minutes later, hold on, wait a second. The Falcons threw a pick six themselves? The Patriots recovered an onside kick and scored in 3 plays just like that? Yep, just like that. 4 minutes later, 83rd minute, Lionel Messi. 2 quick scores. Touchdown, 2-point conversion. All of a sudden, it is a 1-score game. Then, middle of the fourth quarter, you get a stop, and not 10 minutes later, stoppage time. The game-tying drive is finished off with an impossible touchdown and a 2-point conversion that wins it by 1 point. And you go from 28-3, trailing the game, to winning outright. And it doesn't make any sense. And that's how the match played out yesterday between Argentina and Egypt. Cristian Romero, I should say. Nets one. Lionel Messi right behind him. Enzo Fernández rises high, heads in the winner. Stunning. A 3-goal surge in 11 minutes. This is 28-3, but with less time to operate. Again, even Tom Brady tweeted it out. This is greater than 28-3. And what you need at the forefront of that is a star. You need a legend. You need a name that the world knows, a name the world can talk about. That's one thing that Cabo Verde is this great collective story. But if they had one guy who scored 7 goals in the World Cup, you knew his name, then it takes on a new life, a different life. We're going to look back one day, 10, 12, 15 years from now and say, remember Cape Verde when they came down to the United States for the World Cup and they became one of the great stories? Yeah, name a player. But you can't. What legends need, what legendary moments need, what this needed, what a 3-2 win Argentina over Egypt needed was a star, was a name, was a presence, was a figure for the world to latch onto. And it's Lionel Messi. The guy who's going to go down as one of the greatest athletes to ever do it. And guess what? He's on your TV screen right now. He's playing maybe not prime level of his career, but for 39 years old, he's doing it a whole lot better than the other old guys. And it's right there for you. He's got this Michael Jordan-esque ability. Jordan always talked about he failed over and over and over, right? Wayne Gretzky missed up 100% of the shots you don't take. Messi, to missing a penalty against Egypt, then showcased, I'm the champion. I'm the guy. Jordan, Tom Brady, they're not defined by perfection. They're often defined by 28-3, thank you, Tom, or the flu game, thank you, Mike. They're defined by high-stakes errors and their reactions. They're defined by adversity and their reactions. And that's Lionel Messi, who, again, is live for you. You can watch him actively in the FIFA World Cup as we speak. In his late 30s. When everybody else, sharp decline. Cristiano Ronaldo, a lot of question marks, but this guy just got too old. He just doesn't have it anymore. Lionel Messi is leading a country to improbable feats. And I think it's a pretty fair comparison, too. Like, Egypt had no business defeating Argentina. That Falcons team, Dan Quinn, I think. That Falcons team had no business beating the New England Patriots, much less 28-3, dominating them. And in the end, that GOAT caliber, GOAT level, greatest of all time level player rose to the occasion, Tom Brady. Or rose to the occasion, Lionel Messi. It's like these human beings, these rarefied air human beings, have just a different psychological something. They have a lever that you and I may never have. And when that lever's pulled, it becomes scary. Novak Djokovic or Steph Curry. When that lever's pulled late, it's scary. And it leads to all-time moments like Lionel Messi and Argentina pulling out a stunner over Egypt. This is the moment of the match. I've heard a lot of them. I've come to love the Telemundo calls, as you know. They've stolen my heart. They're so much better than, on Fox, the guy, Messi, go, he got it. And then it just kind of fades out in the abyss. No. In the 82nd minute on Telemundo, we're tied 2-2 thanks to Lionel Messi.
Otra vez Messi, se desvía la pelota que cae al área. No pudo Julián Messi. ¡Gol!
I wish I wish for 28-3. It's not done.
Argentino. Que este equipo no te va a dejar tirado, dijo un día Messi. Que está viejo, que tiene 39, viejos son los trapos. Que está fundido. ¿Quién? El relator. Messi,
I wish 28-3 had this. Telemundo. We should allow every broadcast to have a Telemundo broadcast as every single high school football. They should all have a Spanish broadcast tied with them. Messi scored. That tone The screaming goal 7-8 times with a hoarse voice because you've given your all to the entire World Cup. That's the perfect encapsulation to what it felt like when Messi scored yesterday, and I jumped off my couch. The guy who swore to never watch soccer again, swore that I would never care again. I know what greatness looks like, and Lionel Messi is doing that for the entire world right now on your television. Messi and Argentina move on. The World Cup continues without the United States. I know. But the World Cup continues, and Messi keeps his team alive. It is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. When we come back, Donovan Mitchell signs a max contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Does that mean LeBron James has officially been boxed out of his hometown? I can answer that for you. Addy Bates produces, Laura Jimenez runs the board. This is the Drake Toll Show.
The U.S. Men's National
Go on trial just for laughing at the joke, just for saying of the bargain what any sales girl already knows. Most of us old men die at the firing line, just waiting for our number to be called. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Now the king regales his stepson when he's loaded as a gun. Says a real man is like a country. You need a map to find your one. Now I do you suppose you must approach the throne with its back up against the wall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Minds of my generation, glad they conscripted in the war of defending any Goliath that would deign darken the door. Now with your genius for picking battles, it's no wonder every helmet is too small. I guess time just makes fools of us all. I guess time just makes fools of us all. My drink is watered down. The champ is on his knees. He lost the rematch. He lost the comeback. He lost for charity, but that's the job. It's what gets the asses in the hall. They came for a beating, and he came to brawl. Notice that of all the young gods I have known. Yours is easily the least famous to turn down the cover of a Rolling Stone. Lily white faces, so familiar and yet impossible to recall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. After a millennia of good times, God said, hey now, let's have a dream where we raise the stakes a little. Come on, let's make things interesting. Parachute into the Anthropocene, an amnesiac, a himbo can doll. I guess time does make fools of us all.
Touch yourself.
That ball had a family, a wife, 4 kids, living in the suburbs.
I doubled the size of it, you dumb person.
It is the Drake Toll Show on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization, locked on Big 12, and right here on Westwood One Sports. You can listen to the entirety of the show on Sirius XM 375, Drake Toll Show YouTube channel, or the Westwood One Sports app. That's the easiest way to do it. Then you can listen to You Better You Bet. You can listen to the Jim Rome Show. You can listen to Linnell Willingham. It's all on that one app. It's good for you. LeBron James, is he a Cleveland Cavalier? Or did yesterday's move by the Cavs ensure that LeBron James will not be in their confines for 2026-27? The headline reads, Donovan Mitchell's 4-year, $273 million contract extension has been signed, but also has no negative impact on the Cleveland Cavaliers' ability to sign LeBron James in free agency. Here's the lens I want you to take this through. Here's what I want you to consider as I lay out for you the possibility of LeBron James in a reunion with the Cavs, making a decision to go to the Cavs. What does LeBron James' legacy look like as it sits? He's not tied to one certain team. He's not tied to one certain city. He's got a legacy in Miami. He has a legacy in Cleveland. He has a legacy now in L.A., but what is his NBA legacy? The superstar who was also somehow a journeyman on his own accord? The superstar who decided on his own every time where he wanted to go and what he wanted to do, and when he was tired of a place and he moved? I mean, can you imagine if LeBron James had stayed in Cleveland his entire career? While Cleveland would certainly benefit from this for years to come, LeBron wouldn't have gotten the pomp, the circumstance. LeBron wouldn't have been the name that he is. Even if he was at the highest level of the NBA for 20 seasons, it's still Cleveland. At some point, you can't change the market size, the market perception. Now, if LeBron James had spent his entire career in New York as a Knick, or his entire career in Philly, in Boston, in L.A., that's different. Here's this major market, star-studded city, LeBron James, the face, the name, but it wasn't like that. That's the lens I want you to consider this from. 310-840-4910, 310-840-4910. You can call or text the show. What is LeBron James' legacy? And how is it altered by this next move? Because Michael Jordan is the dominant NBA great who played for the Chicago Bulls. His legacy is the Bulls. Kobe Bryant is the dominant NBA star who played for the Lakers. Larry Bird is the dominant NBA star who played for the Celtics. LeBron James is the dominant NBA star who played for who? The guy who finishes his career as a Minnesota Timberwolf? The guy who finished his career as a Indiana Pacer? The guy who goes back to Miami to close things out with Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bam Adebayo? Who is LeBron James? And I'm not trying to knock his career achievements. Those are clear, right? He keeps winning championships. He's brought a championship to every city that he's played for. He elevates. He may be the greatest to ever do it. His stats, the longevity of his playing career, have created career stats that may never be touched in the National Basketball Association. He is a generational talent. You get one every generation. And this is LeBron James. But you know, what's wild to me about LeBron and his legacy and where he really dominated the NBA. I feel like with the Miami Heat is when he truly was at the top of his game, the top level, because prior to that, Kobe Bryant was the name and the guy. Kobe starts to fade off and ends up retiring, and in the middle of that, LeBron goes to Miami, and now he's the name. It's okay, it's LeBron James League. But very quickly, the advent of the Steph Curry style of play and three-pointers and the Splash Brothers, and now every kid has a Steph Curry shirt, not a LeBron James jersey, not a LeBron James Heat shirt. It's like as the eras ebbed and flowed, we never got to spend just a decade plus solely focused on LeBron James. And then toward the end of his career, still playing at a very high level when he goes to the Los Angeles Lakers, we don't talk about him because they were kind of irrelevant. Outside of the bubble year, there was zero postseason success. Nothing to show for your postseason play in Los Angeles or for LeBron James as a Laker. So yes, he brings a championship to everywhere he goes. Yes, maybe the greatest basketball player to ever touch the hardwood. But who is he in the Hall of Fame? LeBron James that played for a bunch of teams? And if LeBron goes back to Cleveland, does that save it? Or is it just another move where, of course, he wants to go to Cleveland, he wants to go back home where he could have spent his entire career and built a legacy? Oh, of course, he wants to go to Golden State to win a ring. Oh, of course, he wants to go play for the Boston Celtics because he feels like he can deliver them an NBA title. Michael Jordan never had the, I'll play for $0. I just need to play somewhere where I can win a ring. Please, please. You never heard that rhetoric. It's not a thing. LeBron James has made it a thing. And with yesterday's news, again, Donovan Mitchell, $273 million contract extension. What does it mean for LeBron? Well, Mitchell's extension doesn't kick in until 27-28. We're still a year out on this contract actually counting against the Cleveland Cavaliers. It will not have an impact at all on their salary cap in 26-27. Consequently, the team's ability to sign LeBron James, who is an unrestricted free agent, who there are murmurs from Rich Paul, his agent, would possibly sign for the veteran minimum. I'll take a lot less money if I can go where I want to go. With that being true, in Cleveland not taking a hit for another year, what this does is it locks in Cleveland's star long term. They feel like Donovan Mitchell is the star they want to lead this roster for the next few years. For LeBron James, is that even more enticing? With Mitchell committed to Cleveland long term, the Cavs have solidified their status as a championship caliber environment. Now, I told you yesterday, and I'm going to stand by this. Do I think that the Cleveland Cavaliers are contenders? No. Are they wily? Are they competitive? Yeah. Are they contenders? No. That's not the case. They're not going to win the NBA title. They don't have the pieces right now to put up with the New York Knicks. They don't have the pieces, if they got to the NBA Finals, to put up with the Thunder or the Spurs. I don't think they're better than this iteration of the Miami Heat. Heck, if Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid can figure it out with Jaylen Brown, the 76ers are really good. Shoot, man, you can't forget. I understand. Paul George is just arms and a head. You ever seen a guy with just arms and a head? He's just got no legs, no lower body, just nothing else. I understand Paul George has no lower body, but good defender, experienced player, and Jason Tatum's still in Boston. Is Cleveland better than Boston? I'm not sure if I'm ready to say that. So Cleveland's competitive. They're interesting, but they're missing something. And that something, if it is LeBron James, is possibly their key to a championship or to become a contender. And the stability of having a Donovan Mitchell, that's a selling point for LeBron. Hey, listen, big guy, I know. We drafted you here. You gave us competitive basketball. You took us to the NBA Finals. Then you came back after the whole decision and the Miami thing. Then you brought us a championship to Cleveland. That was your dream. You wanted to bring a championship to Cleveland, and you did it. If you come back, if you want to prioritize competitive basketball when you do come back, I mean, this last year of your 24-year career, we do have Donovan Mitchell sitting here, and he's got a long-term contract. He's bought into winning now. Do you want to bring a bookended ring to your legacy and to the city of Cleveland? And if you do that, does it cinch up? Does it put a bow on your legacy and who you are in the NBA? That's the thing I still can't answer. That's the thing I still want you to have in the back of your mind, is in this whole conversation, what can LeBron James do to make his career make sense? What can LeBron James do in this final move to put it all together? You go, you know what? In the end, LeBron did it the right way. Because right now, I look back at his career and say, LeBron James did it in a pretty confusing way. And if he goes back to Cleveland, goes back home, which again, there are other reasons here. That he could do this. If he goes back to Cleveland, if he goes back home, does it salvage that? The Cavs working through framework negotiations for a new deal with James Harden. They might keep him for the next few years. They've delayed finalizing the Harden extension, per Moneyline, to maintain financial flexibility to sign LeBron. There was a report yesterday. There may be a roster spot for Bronny, if that's something that LeBron is interested in doing, playing at home with his son. Roster spot open, Bronny James there. You can entice LeBron to come back to the hometown team, bring your son with you. And while I have questions about the Donovan Mitchell deal, and do I think that Donovan Mitchell is that kind of NBA caliber star? The guy who does he deserve a player option for 2030, 2031? A 15% trade kicker? Oof, I don't know. That's a lot for a guy that is not a top 10 player in the NBA. I mean, Donovan Mitchell's not a top 10 player in the. You can name 10 better players than Donovan Mitchell in the NBA. But that contract's a separate part of the conversation, and the headline for me is more tailored around what does this contract do as it pertains to LeBron James being a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers? Does it bring you symmetry, legacy symmetry? Does the arc of your career, does the narrative of your career settle in a spot that makes sense? Can you plug and play with Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell and maybe James Harden? Can your high IQ veteran presence, can that piece be the piece that brings Kenny Atkinson and company a championship contending rotation? And not only that, are you, LeBron James, the human being, in need of going home? You know, we dilute these stars. We dilute these athletes sometimes to just these pie-in-the-sky entities, these legends, these things that don't have true deep thought. They act upon money and championships, and they go and do whatever they want to do, and then we scrutinize. But what if LeBron James, the human being, and there's a pretty good chance this is true, doesn't care about the L word, legacy? What if he doesn't care what you think, what I think, what anyone thinks about his legacy? Yeah, but remember, Kobe was a Laker, and Jordan was a Bull, and Bird was a Celtic. What if that's not at the front of LeBron's mind? What if he doesn't care about legacy? What if he just cares about being LeBron James and doing what LeBron James wants to do and guiding his NBA career as LeBron James wants to guide his own NBA career? If that's the case, then by God, it opens up to all 30 teams. Well, 29 of them now, without the LA Lakers included. And in that case, what might make the most sense is just going home. Back to Cleveland, bring your son, 1 year, everybody buy your tickets, watch him now, because LeBron James, one of the greatest to ever do it, gets one final year. We can talk legacy for the rest of his life, but for him, this might simply be a decision to go back home. When we come back, we'll give you our biggest losers of the day. Laura Jimenez runs the board. Addie Bates produces. LeBron James is finding a new home. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning, death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh Lord, yeah. darkness world stops turning. Ashes where the body's burning. No more war pigs have the power. And as God has struck the hour, day of judgment God is calling. On the knees the war pigs crawling.
It's the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you. Argentina last night knocks off Egypt, final of 3-2, but not after a 28-3-esque comeback. Yeah, I went there, willing to go there. That's what Tom Brady tweeted out. This is better than 28-3. After early mistake, free kick from Lionel Messi, doesn't go. Messi redeems himself in the 83rd minute, scores to tie the game at 2-2. In the 78th minute of this contest, it's 2-0. Egypt is working on a shocking, stunning upset of Lionel Messi in Argentina. And then in the span of 13, 14 minutes, Argentina nets 3 goals. 3-2 the final. They walk away winners. Elsewhere, oh, man. Jason Tatum said it's tough to see Jaylen Brown go, but he's proud of their era. Tough to see, huh? All right, okay. And the Wizards unite with Middleton, and Donovan Mitchell signs a max deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers that might just mean LeBron James is a new member of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Don't miss in all of that. The Yankees struck out 17 times last night. The second consecutive game they've struck out 17 times as an offense. No AL team has ever, and the AL has existed for a long time, no American League team has ever done that. Welcome to your exclusive club, the 2026 New York Yankees. That is how you say bad. 310-840-4910. You can get involved. Call or text the show 310-840-4910. Time for our biggest losers of the day. Biggest loser number 1. Here is a really awkward here, big guy, interaction. So you know what? Not even spicy interaction between a reporter at Big 12 Media Days yesterday. Here's what you're going to hear. He's going to ask the question, stumble through it. It's as if we've had guests before who've had this issue. He's going to stumble through his question here. And you'll question his sobriety. Then Brett Yormark, the commissioner of the Big 12, is going to bite this reporter's head off. Take a listen.
Sean Dillon, Rocket Brigade. Commission, Texas Tech got fined over tortillas, and tortillas were banned outright. OSU paddles broke an always maker rule, has a tradition exemption. Sorsby never played a snap for the Red Raiders. Big 12 sued them anyway, while Cincinnati hasn't been yet touched. You're selling greater than 12. Why should Texas Tech fans believe it?
Could you sit? Let me come closer to you. Stand up. Ask that question again, and I'm going to give you the answer I want to give you, so go ahead.
Texas Tech got fined for tortillas, and tortillas were banned outright. OSU has had paddles that were given a noisemaker exemption back in 2012. Sorsby never played a snap for the Red Raiders, and yet there is a lawsuit. Cincinnati has yet to be touched. You're selling greater than 12. Why should Texas Tech fans believe them?
No, I didn't say greater than 12. You misquoted me. I said we're going forward as 16 strong, and that's my answer to your question. But thank you for that question. Appreciate it.
Wow. First, come on, big guy. We got to get to the question. Whatever he was asking, still not exactly sure. But for the commissioner of the conference to say, stop, stand up, ask it again. That's crazy. Addie, I think this guy's been a guest on our show before.
I think that I've had more coherent statements when I've been under the influence. after a good night of
Tortitas?
softball. Yeah, I know how to say tortillas.
The tortitas?
Oh, okay, he was trying to say tortillas. I was. Okay.
Got something else on the brain. Something else on the brain, it seems like.
Struggled to get tortitas out of there. And the Red Riders, Texas Tech's mascot, notably, the Red Riders. Also, loser of the day, the Cincinnati Reds. This is the Reds' radio home run call of a Kyle Schwarber home run as the Reds were playing the Phillies. Take a listen.
It doesn't matter if it's 3-0 or 0-0. Schwarber is swinging if it's something he likes, and it is a 3-ball, no-strike count. Pitch from Abbott. Boom. It is 3-0. A home run into the bleachers in right field, and I mean it was a rocket. No sooner did I get that out of my mouth, he was swinging 3-0.
Boom. Just off the bat, guy said boom. Adding the Cincinnati Reds.
I love that team. I want them to be good. I really want them to be good because they have a legendary manager there. They have Tito Francona, a legendary manager, but they're just not great. And the Phillies, do you remember at the beginning of the season when the Phillies were one of the worst teams, so they fired their manager, and all of a sudden now they know how to play baseball?
They did fire the coach. And remember the whole nepotism conversation? How it was going to
Yes.
tank the Phillies this year? Oh, well.
I don't think anybody knows ball, I guess. I guess that's it. That's what I got from that.
Now, it seems to be working out with the Phillies, who are now just 2 games back of the Atlanta Braves, who sold. Braves are 3-7 in their last 10. I get it. The Braves are banged up. But remember the beginning of the year when the Braves were also banged up? And they were winning despite being banged up?
It's just getting worse. It's getting worse.
It's just getting worse. Still 14 games above 500. The Atlanta Braves have the Philadelphia Phillies tied on their heels. The Dodgers lead the NL West by 14 games above the Diamondbacks and the Padres, who are both middling. The Giants, the Vitello experiment's not going to last very long. He will not make the postseason this year and will likely be fired the middle of the year next year. In the Central, it's hodgepodge of good. Of really good. And that's the if the Cincinnati, true or false, if the Cincinnati Reds played in the American League, any division in the American League, they have 60 wins right now.
Yeah, the American League's pretty bad. And you know what's funny? Actually, with the Giants, I saw Tony Vitello in person last week. I got to see that team play in person. And I want to blame him. There were things. I did, of course, I was in the stands. I was networking. So I was chirping. Okay? At the
Tell
Rockies.
him, you talk to him, yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is where you go to your bullpen. And then, of course, like a little bit later, he'd go to his bullpen. But way too late. And it's, that team's just not clicking. Logan Webb, who was the NL pitcher of the month last month, he gave up like 5 in the first. It was bad. It was bad. That team is bad. You know who's not bad right now? The Astros. I also saw them last night. Take down the Nats. Come on now.
Yeah, for some reason, the AL West is not, winning, but
No.
they're winning right now more than they were. Like, if the Astros did this 4 weeks ago, they would be in first place in the AL West. However, the Rangers and the Mariners have also, they're both above 500 their last 10 games. They've got to be. Which, that's saying a lot for the AL West. There was a point where every team there was 2-8 in their last 10. Nobody wanted to win in the AL West.
It's
The
just so
Rangers.
embarrassing to say that. Like, hey, they're above 500 in their last 10 games. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Biggest losers, the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, the Brandon Ayuk thing's getting even crazier. His latest Instagram stories. He says, when the news finally came out that my guarantees were voided in November, the team continued to lie to the media and fan base, acting as if that was not a decision that was made in July, continually saying I'd be returning, despite the fact I told them on numerous occasions that I would not be. Severity of my injury guarantee no longer on the table. That was not an option. I mean, honestly, as he's trying to lay out what the team did to him about, recovery time, surgeons being released and not wanting to return, he sounds pretty coherent, which we haven't heard Brandon Ayuk sound very coherent in the last few weeks. So this is a bit of a miracle. Problem, Addy, is that he's already been so belligerent, you can't read this in the right lens. Brandon Ayuk's just going to lose. Even if the Niners did screw him over, Brandon Ayuk's gone off the deep end, and no one can take him seriously.
What this looks like, and I'm not saying this is the case. I'm not saying this is fact. This is just an assumption. We saw something come out yesterday with Nealon from the Cowboys, and he hadn't even been playing for that long when they did an autopsy with a brain. That's kind of what the vibe that I'm getting here. It's a less talented Antonio Brown, and that is concerning. That is concerning. Yes, he has mellowed out right now. We've seen Ayuk mellow out, but I just think everything that happened beforehand, why would anybody want this guy on their team?
Yep, nope. Colossal crash out. He told Jaden Daniels that team's going to be his. He's going to walk in. Jaden Daniels is going to play for him, Brandon Ayuk. That's not going to be the case. Can guarantee you that much. And definitely shades of CTE on this one. That's it. All those signs kind of point in the same spot. And had a back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in his early 20s. Looked like Brandon Ayuk could be a pretty substantial NFL wide receiver, and that has not panned out whatsoever. Did not play last year due to injury. I don't see him playing in the NFL again. Biggest loser of the day. Me and that reporter. Wow, we are both the losers. Derek Carr. Oh, no, what a stray. Gab Gowdy tweets, who is the Christian Pulisic of the NFL? W.E.B. Du Bois says Derek Carr. Yeah. That's good. Derek Carr was just never a thing. And every year it was, hey, this is the year. Draft him in your fantasy league. This is Derek Carr's year. And it was just never Derek Carr's year. The Christian Pulisic quote, I think I may have thrown it somewhere back in today's show again. Because I still cannot believe the United States star came to the podium after the game, after losing a World Cup match, like, my ankle's kind of sprained a little bit, but now we get to rest. Who says that after losing the World Cup? In just the nerdiest way. It's just the least superstar way you could have approached this.
I'm under the mindset that you got to be like Tyrese Halliburton. Like, when it's the moment, like, you just got to give whatever you can. You know what I mean?
Yep. And then do the choke thing that Tyrese Halliburton did.
Yeah.
Biggest loser of the day, final one. What? There's tension between Fox, NBC, as Telemundo courts English speakers for World Cup. Addie, we got about 30 seconds on this. What's going on?
It's the better broadcast. People know there's more passion. You don't even have to understand what's going on. That broadcast, I have a lot of friends like, yeah, it's just more exciting. They don't have all these like weird commercials and stuff. Yeah, Telemundo's where it's at, the World Cup.
Yep. And now more English speakers are being known to pop over to Telemundo as opposed to watching on Fox. 20% of Telemundo's World Cup viewers say English is their primary language. They just love the Telemundo. They can't get enough of these Spanish. Oh, they cannot get enough of the Spanish broadcast. It's so much better. Unequivocal. So much better. Addie Bates produces. Laura Jimenez runs the board. When we come back, our obituaries, including Flo Balogun for the United States, my eardrums, and World Cup teams not named Argentina. Yeah. When we come back, this is the Drake Toll Show.
Slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. I wanna fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. I go through the revolution. Free the babies who don't have enough to eat. Shoot the children slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle, going free. Fly through the revolution. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future.
Santeria? Sublime? Bass boosted? A lot of bass in that. Wow. Laura Jimenez runs the board. Addie Bates produces. Argentina 3. Egypt 2. Crazy game of the World Cup yesterday. Oh, did you watch? It's tough to beat the allegations of soccer is boring with a match that is 0-0 and kind of ends 0-0. But Switzerland, Colombia, back and forth defensively, not quite back. There's just they didn't score. Nobody scored up until we got to a penalty shootout where Switzerland sends Colombia home. And it is very funny to see in the World Cup with the quarterfinals on the line. I'm reading ESPN, and one of the scores is just 0-0. We played 130 minutes of competition to end 0-0. But the consolation prize you get from that is penalty shootouts are one of the coolest things in sports. It's one of the coolest ways you can end anything in sports. And I'm, what? No? Why no? It's awesome. Is it because it makes you nervous? It's because it makes Laura nervous. Yeah, I get that. Other than that, the United States being out of the World Cup felt like the death blow to the United States watching the World Cup, and that was not the case yesterday. Argentina over Egypt proved, despite Egypt saying, rigged, problem, oh. Despite that, it proved that there is so much more out of this World Cup. The United States and its people can be dialed into, such as Lionel Messi. Elsewhere, the Yankees struck out 17 times. Again, 2 days in a row. First time an American League team has ever done that, which is the perfect segue into today's obituaries. Dead today, the New York Yankees offense. That's it. It's just the same thing. The Yankees struck out 17 times last night. Consecutive games doing so, the first American League team to ever have that prestigious honor. That is bad. Also dead today, Texas high school football players practicing football? This is from Texas Football Live. Cole Beasley says this wet bulb rule, which is what they called me in high school, by the way, wet bulb, is some of the softest crap I've ever seen. How is anyone going to practice in Texas? Addie Bates, notable Texas alum, not the university, but the state, born and raised. With this wet bulb rule, any wet bulb temperature over 92 degrees in the state of Texas is a complete ban on any and all outdoor workouts or practices. Anything above
funny to me,
the 92-degree wet bulb, which isn't that many degrees.
What's funny to me is that they're assuming that Texas football players are practicing at 3 p.m., like between noon and 3. When I was in high school, I used to run some of the practice footage, like all the camera working, for the football team, and we'd be out there at 4:30 in the morning. That's when they're practicing. Before the sun gets up, it's 4:30, because it's not 92 degrees outside. Yes, Texas is hot. It is, but they're not practicing at noon. I think we just have to, maybe we could have asked a friend in Texas, because I know every single Texas high school football team is like that.
I think we practiced in Arkansas, similar weather biome, from like 8 to 10 or 8 to 11 in the morning. By the time I got to 11, it got pretty warm. But also, we sucked it up. We had a little water tree. We had a pipe, and they would drill holes in the pipe and then put a water hose connected to it, and it would just spew out water, and that's how you drank water at practice.
Oh.
So, yes.
They had like the udders. They had the udders out there.
If Jason Wood had contracted hepatitis C, it could have been a problem for the entire junior high football team. Because we were all drinking out of the same, and some dudes were just gassed enough that you just would put your mouth on the PVC pipe to consume the water at a faster rate. We didn't know. We didn't know back then. We were just small-town Arkansas football practice. What you did.
Back then, less than 10 years ago, by the way.
Some country boys.
2023, back in the day, when I was a junior high. Dead today. High school rules? Welcome back to the playground. Yesterday, Big 12 Media Days. Again, Media Days, usually it's just a popularity contest where a bunch of the media members get together, shake hands, say hello, have a few beers, and talk to the head coaches, and the head coaches say nothing, except for the rare time that one stray player is left alone in the corner, and a reporter finds them and asks them the perfect question, and that was the case when Colorado's five-star quarterback, when their guy, Juju, is asked about his offense last season, and this is not good.
Last year to now.
My play, I'm actually looking at the defenses now. Last year we wasn't really looking at defense as much, just kind of high school free ball and just out there playing football. But, it's a lot bigger than that now, so it should be fun.
Last year, we were just out there high school free balling. This year is going to be a little more fun. Whew. Not sure if high school free balling is where we want to go with this. And Colorado, as a football program under Deion Sanders, did win double-digit games a couple years ago with, the Heisman Trophy winner at receiver and cornerback and Shedeur Sanders at quarterback. But now it seems that the Deion era has regressed to high school free balling. And Colorado will not make a bowl game again this year.
He sounds like the type of guy that would put his mouth on the PVC pipe.
Correct. He would put his mouth in the PVC pipe.
PVC?
We got there, yeah. You and that reporter. You and that reporter.
Right.
Right.
I don't know how to say tortillas. I've never said that word in my life.
Dead today, Tortillas. that today, my eardrums down 2-1, 82nd minute. Full stop. All right, those are our obituaries. Down 2-1, 82nd minute. Lionel Messi, the greatest to ever do it. Got to put the team on his back, though. Here's the call from the Argentina home radio broadcast.
Para Nico González, para Argentina, va Nico. Toca atrás para Paredes. Deja rápido para Julián. Vamos, Argentina. Es una tromba Argentina, ahora va con todo. Viene Enzo mirando. La deja para Julián y otra vez para Enzo. Abierta esperando a Leo. Toma la pelota Enzo. Deja para Julián que la entrega para Messi. Va hacia la siembra al 10. Va Messi, mete el centro. Otra vez para Leo. Otro centro más de Messi. Va pasado. A ver que le pega Messi al arco.
Picks up pretty quickly there. As I said, dead today, my eardrums. If that was the case, listening to the home radio call from Argentina. I'll stick to Telemundo for my consumption of the World Cup the rest of the way here. It's a more tasteful eardrum popping on Telemundo. Again, courtesy of the home radio call for Argentina. Messi tied the match. People care that much. We in the United States either have to revamp how we do broadcasts or just care more. Because we don't do that.
They kind of sounded like it came out of World War II or something.
Oh, okay.
No, not like that. Nope, not like that. I meant that it sounded old. It sounded very old. Not. What were you thinking, Drake?
I was thinking about how pretty soon after World War II, my great uncle moved to Argentina, but I'm not sure why. He said he loved the white sand and beaches. So I'm like, all right, cool. Congrats. Thanks, Uncle Gustav. Congratulations. We'll come visit. It's really weird how many Germans live in this town. It makes no sense to me. I don't know. Little Germany's what they call it. Dead today. And your final obituary. World Cup teams not named Argentina. Yeah. The referees, per Madrid Extra, for the France and Morocco match in the World Cup are all from Argentina. All 5 referees are from Argentina.
Interesting.
Is this allowed? Can we do this?
Yeah, sometimes you're just high school freeballing, you know? You just go out there and do whatever.
You let Scott Foster do whatever he wants. You send him out there and make it happen. Those are today's obituaries. It is time for the Quickie. Top 5 headlines in all of sports. Addy Bates reads them. Drake Toll responds.
Here's your first headline. Tatum says it's tough to see Brown go, but he's proud of an era.
Me when I take a deuce.
Golly.
Come on. That's pretty good.
No one laugh at that. No one laugh.
Good. That's
No,
pretty good.
Do not laugh.
Taking shots from the front and the back. Yeah. The way that ESPN pitched this in their article today was, quote, abrupt ending. It didn't seem that abrupt. It seemed like the Celtics were kind of working on this for a little bit, and then when they couldn't ship Brown to Milwaukee to get Giannis, they needed to get rid of him at any and all cost. We just have to make sure Jaylen Brown is not a Boston Celtic in 2026-27. That is now the case with Paul George headed to Boston. And yeah, surely Jason Tatum now has an opportunity to reflect on winning a championship with the guy. And as much as there's probably something in the back of Jason Tatum's mind where he's saying, man, I'd love to just be the star or the guy, no questions of best abilities, availability, and is Brown the better of the two? He's going to share the spotlight. Surely somewhere in Jason Tatum's brain he does not want to share the spotlight. But then when it all happens, when you get what you wish for, you look back and think, oh, shoot, what could have been? Should we have kept him? Probably. You'll find out soon enough.
Ooh. Well, here's your second headline. Egypt bemoan injustice after Argentina defeat.
They're really not happy. The Egyptians were pretty clear after the match was over. This whole thing was rigged. that FIFA needs to be held accountable. Hassan, the coach of the Egyptian team, says that Argentina's win was entirely undeserved, which is a really big statement. And Hassan says that it is an injustice and that FIFA wanted Lionel Messi to stay in the running of the competition. Argentina did win it all last year. They were down 2-0 as the game was in its waning moments. Late, stunning Lionel Messi comes in, starts creating goals, one after the other. Egypt was upset with a goal that was disallowed by VAR review earlier in the match, and a failure to check on an injured Alexis McAllister in the build-up to the stoppage time winner. So, Hassan was clear. It was external factors, the reason Egypt lost. But look, why would you need to take accountability for your team losing? It's the World Cup. You go home, it's over. It's 4 years. You can. This is a great PR move. Like, it's rigged. It's rigged. No one can stop you from saying that. And now Egyptians will believe that. So I don't hate this strategy, actually. It's a minute.
Now they have time to rest. Now we need to rest. Well, the Yankees made history and strike out 17 times again.
That's a lot of times. I work for the Savannah Bananas, so I'm still trying to figure out the whole baseball thing. Slowly but surely I'm getting there. But I am being told, I put in my notes today, this probably isn't good, and you shouldn't do it. 17 times, New York Yankees, a 6-4 loss in St. Pete last night. The hands of the Tampa Bay Rays, who they are competing with for the top spot in the AL East. 5 different pitchers for the Rays. That's the thing. It wasn't just one dude had 12 strikeouts and blew you away. 5 different, but 5 different pitchers, and you got the 17 strikeouts. Ian Seymour did end up having 12, actually, and in 5 1/3. So he dominant performance for him, and the bullpen comes in, just does the exact same thing. Griffin Jacks had 10 the night prior. And the entire, at some point, if the whole Rays rotation is striking you out, if the problem is you, you're the issue. Like Paul Goldschmidt striking out 4 times yesterday. Golden sombrero. Goldschmidt's on an 0 for 30 streak. That's bad. Did you see the Cody Bellinger quote post-game?
Yes.
Quote, that's a lot of strikeouts. Yep. Good, Cody.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Okay, here's your next headline. FIFA suspended 2 U.S. officials for the Belgium game.
Yeah, I promised myself I could check out on soccer. And then the Argentina match brought me right back yesterday. FIFA has not explained why it imposed the discipline on team manager Sam Zapatka and U.S. Soccer Federation Vice President of Security Frank Panel, but they were just suspended from the match on Monday. ESPN was told the offense related to the round of 32 win over Bosnia involved the mishandling of FIFA match protocols and people being in designated areas where they weren't allowed. Oh, no. No physical, and I quote, no physical altercation took place. So apparently a couple dudes, wrong place, wrong time, and FIFA just suspended them from attending the United States match against Belgium. And we find out about it 2 days later. All right, works for me. That's a minute.
Here's your final headline. Novak Djokovic wins a 5-set Wimbledon thriller to reach semis.
Yeah. Young man Novak Djokovic. He looks sprightly there right now, doesn't he?
How much does he have that thing on his chest? So that radiates his energy or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. How do I get one of those? How can I radiate my energy? Can I ask you a question?
25.
How much I can still radiate energy at 25. How much of the Wimbledon festivities do you cover? How much do we cover? Are we a tennis show?
We can be, because you know who he plays next? Do you know who he faces next?
Oh, is it Yannick Sinner?
It's Yannick Sinner.
It's Yannick Sinner. Addy will be glued to that one.
Yeah. Well,
Djokovic, 39 years old. You have the opportunity to watch Djokovic and Lionel Messi at the same time in massive events. One in the World Cup, one at Wimbledon. This is your week of greatness. Two of the greatest athletes to ever do it, and they're both still playing at a pretty damn high level for 39 years old. That's a minute.
Those are your headlines.
Coming up. Oh, let's do it, huh? LeBron James. New landing spot predictions and a new betting favorite in Las Vegas. Who is it, and where will he go? This is the Drake Toll Show.
Make up your mind. Decide to walk with me around the lake tonight. Around the lake tonight. By my side. Make up your mind. Decide to walk with me around the lake tonight.
The Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization and Locked On Big 12, and right here on Westwood One Sports. We've been through this before, obviously. This isn't the first time that LeBron James has had to make a decision. And infamously, there was the decision when he left Cleveland for the first time. He would go on to leave Cleveland again. He left Cleveland for the first time to go to the Miami Heat. He sat down in that weird shirt in an empty basketball gym and told ESPN, I'm committing to Miami. And that was odd. I think if you allowed LeBron James an opportunity, he'd go back and not do that again. And he didn't do that coming out of Miami. He didn't do that coming out of Cleveland. He's not going to do that coming out of Los Angeles. But that was the first moment, to me at least, that his legacy was tainted. Or at the very least, he established his legacy was not going to be like that of Kobe Bryant. His legacy would not be like that of Michael Jordan or Larry Bird. He would not be associated with one team, one logo, one brand. No, multiple franchises, organizations may now lift his jersey into the rafters. And good on you, big guy. If that's what you want, if that's your goal in this, great. But I struggle to understand if LeBron James cares about legacy, or if that's something that is not top of mind as he moves to another NBA team or back to teams where he previously played. And now, all of a sudden, we're seeing the odds shift and change. For a large portion of this conversation, LeBron to his next destination, the Denver Nuggets have been somewhere in there. The Philadelphia 76ers, as far as betting lines go, have been in there. The Miami Heat at plus 500, depending on who you ask. But there was a change in the last 48 hours. The Cleveland Cavaliers have ebbed and flowed from 1 to 2 to 3, back to 1 to 2 to 1. Cleveland now sits, depending on the betting site you ask, at second best odds to land LeBron James. Second best odds for the King to go home. So who has, by and large, depending on your sportsbook, but by and large, the best odds to land LeBron? The Golden State Warriors. Some books having it as weighted as minus 275. Almost a given that LeBron will be a member of Dub City next year. He has informed, in case you are just getting out from under the rock, informed the Los Angeles Lakers he will play elsewhere in 2026-27. It is widely assumed this will be the final year of LeBron James, the National Basketball Association. 24 years is long enough. You did it. Well done. Rich Paul, his agent, who's been managing the process, has filtered teams across the league. And it was a Game Over podcast where Rich Paul was talking about where it was released, these subsequent NBA insider updates and Rich Paul's whiteboard that seems to be intentionally released to the public that listed out various cities, teams, names, reasons LeBron would go here, there, or to the next location. Rich Paul has been careful, intentional, and curated how LeBron looks in this whole thing to different NBA franchises. Let me be clear. Rich Paul and LeBron James do not care that LeBron's legacy has been tainted by his career decisions. And I am telling you, from my point of view, and not a knock on him, he's one of the greats to ever do it, no doubt, but the LeBron James legacy is tainted by how he's handled his career. What do you mean, Drake? What do you mean tainted? This guy's won a ring everywhere he's gone. Yes, but we have Michael Jordan, the Bull. We have Kobe Bryant, the Laker. We have Larry Bird, the Celtic. LeBron James, the what? The Cavalier? Well, yeah, that was an era. Well, two eras. Which LeBron James, the Cavalier? The first time or the second time? LeBron James, the Miami Heat? Yeah, that was a thing. He was maybe at his peak, his most dominant then. Okay. LeBron James, the Laker. Well, that was a weird one, wasn't it? 8 wasted years in L.A. that didn't help your legacy at all. We're always going to view LeBron in kind of a weird light because he didn't have just one team, one thing. He was the NBA superstar who made himself kind of a career journeyman who never had the logo that he represented or a logo that was him. And that's rare amongst the GOATs. It's rare amongst those at the top of their sport across the world. LeBron James is kind of inventing that right now, and he's going to further it with this next move. And the thing he doesn't care about is legacy. He doesn't care about the L word. Not what you think about it, not what I think about it. Rich Paul is not considering legacy right now. I am. I'd like to see how the career is tied up into a bow. I'd like to know from you, 310-840-4910, 310-840-4910. Do you care? Is there a way that LeBron James salvages his legacy or creates a legacy when he finds his next location? Because I think deep down, Rich Paul and LeBron James, when they get into that quiet room together and they decide, okay, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? I get to pick. It'll be about a ring. Now, does that ring help LeBron's legacy if he goes and wins one with the Warriors? Does it help if he wins one with the Celtics, the 76ers? I don't know. Because the Lakers one felt kind of mum. No one really seems to care. No one really seems to want to count it in the grand scheme of things. You know, this Mickey Mouse ring, they're calling it. So with that in mind, LeBron James just wants to go win a ring to win. Hell, winning is fun. I don't blame LeBron for wanting to do that. But to win, to salvage a legacy, that's not the conversation. It's to win in order to win. That's what LeBron James is doing with this move. And now the Golden State Warriors are heavy favorites. Let me read you out the list of teams that are still in this conversation, at least vaguely. Cleveland, certainly there. Donovan Mitchell signs a max deal yesterday that kicks in 2027-28. So the Mitchell deal and that money is not necessarily on the table. There's also a possible roster spot there for Bronny in case LeBron wanted to somehow finagle a deal where Bronny comes to Cleveland with him. He plays with his son back home. Not only do you have Donovan Mitchell on this new contract, James Harden, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, the makings are there of a competitive team. Not a contender, but a competitor. Philadelphia 76ers. That could be an emerging powerhouse. That could be a big three if Joel Embiid stays healthy. Tyrese Maxey's damn good. Joel Embiid, Jaylen Brown now, after the trade with the Boston Celtics. VJ Edgecombe is a young star. That's become a very serious contender, maybe a top 5 contender for LeBron James. The Miami Heat, they've been a front runner. Giannis Antetokounmpo is in the fold. Bam Adebayo is in the fold. Their new-look big three would have LeBron James as the third name alongside those two. The Denver Nuggets. It's intriguing to me. Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray. They've already got that championship pedigree in place. James could come in, be a playmaker, tertiary scorer, play some sort of supplemental role. Minnesota, Anthony Edwards. LaMelo Ball, Rudy Gobert. San Antonio is on the list for Rich Paul, the whiteboard, for LeBron James to possibly land with Victor. Can you imagine LeBron James and Victor Wembanyama on the same basketball floor playing for the same team, for a San Antonio Spurs organization that's one of the most formidable, for an undeniable organization? The Dallas Mavericks. There's a spot that Rich Paul has on his board. Hey, I know they might not win a ring for you, but what if you go help develop Cooper Flagg and you end your career as a Dallas sports star? You get at least a year as a Dallas sports star. Come on. It's enticing, right, big guy? There's one team that I haven't given you yet the full breakdown of, and I would like to now. The Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry, Draymond Green. And the reason that the Golden State Warriors might be number one on the bronze list is because he doesn't have to sit back and watch. What that means, explain that. Well, listen. The teams I gave you, Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen, the 76ers, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown. The Miami Heat, Bam Adebayo, Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray. Minnesota Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards. San Antonio Spurs, Victor Wembanyama. Dallas Mavericks, Cooper Flagg. In every single one of those locations, listen clearly, LeBron James is not the star on the floor. In every single one of those markets, with each of those teams, LeBron James is not the best player. This current iteration of LeBron James is not the best player. He's not the facilitator. He's not the we got to get the ball to him guy. He's just the tertiary LeBron James in the corner because he's LeBron James. Great basketball player still? Absolutely. But he said it clearly, I'm the third option in L.A. Didn't seem like being the third option helped him stay in Los Angeles. He's leaving. There's one thing that 7 of these 8 teams I've given you have in common. It's LeBron James is not the guy. Somebody else is the guy, and LeBron, he plays some sort of basketball fit supplemental role. And I'm not so sure if he wants to do that. I'm not so sure if supplemental role to win a championship is as good as, hey, you get to be maybe the dude and vie for a title, fight for a title. The outlier there, the Golden State Warriors. Why? Steph Curry's old. Draymond Green is old. LeBron James is old. Those 3 guys, that big 3 in Golden State in 2026 will walk in, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, all taped up. Oh, my back. Fighting for an NBA title. But LeBron won't have to fight for much spotlight. Steph Curry is old. Draymond Green is old. They all can walk in the room, shake hands, and say, gentlemen, this is our last run, right? Let's do it together. Whereas LeBron walks in for Anthony Edwards, Victor Wembanyama, Cooper Flagg, and they say, hey, big guy, we're the future. This is our organization. This is our city. This is our team. We understand you're LeBron James. You're going to follow us. That may be the same with Donovan Mitchell. But in a Golden State environment where everybody else is old, LeBron fits right in. The storyline just makes sense. 4 consecutive finals, one of the greatest rivalries in sports history. Made no sense. Like Golden State Warriors, very little historic relevance in basketball. Cleveland Cavaliers, very little historic relevance in basketball. And now one of the great rivalries that we've seen on the hardwood. And that rivalry comes together. And there's a dedicated pursuit by the front office. They want LeBron James. The Warriors have reportedly shaped their entire 2026 offseason around the possibility of signing him. Strategically using exceptions, prioritizing mid-level exception while using the biannual exception on the other side. Draymond Green declines his player option. Clear up some cap space. They've demonstrated organizational commitment to something. That something is a silhouette that's very oddly LeBron James shaped. And LeBron James wants to prioritize a title, a win now opportunity somewhere. And in Golden State, it's not like he's got to sit idle. He gets to work clearly and cleanly together with Draymond Green and Steph Curry, who again have lost their star status. They're not top 10 players in the NBA anymore. And because of that, it's a more by-committee opportunity for LeBron to walk the Warriors and say, hey, everybody understands that if we win a championship, that's going to be, it's far-fetched. It's going to be an insane story if the Warriors win a championship with LeBron James because they are all so archaic. But maybe it's that kind of story that both repairs the legacy, that sets the final tone, that bookends the legacy, and also gives LeBron an opportunity to still be the guy. It's the final move. The guy who pioneered the player empowerment era. The guy who pioneered, don't stay with one team. Go, my friends. Giannis, go be free. Sow your wild oats in this league. That guy, LeBron James, who set that tone, has a final destination waiting for him. And it might just be the Golden State Warriors. Sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. You know what? Let's do it. Johnny in Atlanta. Got a caller on the line. Calling about LeBron James. Johnny, thanks for the phone call. What's going on?
What's going on, man? To me, LeBron legacy, for the young kids, he's like number one on the list. For the older guys like me, he's like number 3. It's Jordan and Kobe. His legacy, to me, we say LeBron is okay, flopping, even though he's the one that started it. Oh, I got a team over to get a ring, and I have no loyalty. That's LeBron's legacy in my eyes. I'm everywhere. So
I appreciate the phone call, Johnny.
All right, no problem.
Anything you can do to fix that before you go? Get out of there. If there's anything you can do to fix that, it is Golden State. Because that yes, he never. And I think I made this point earlier. He never really had his era that he could just cleanly be a decade of LeBron. Kobe got that. Jordan got that. It was a perfect segue from Jordan to Kobe. Then the second Kobe was the decline, retiring, LeBron had his Heat. He was with the Heat in the decision. It was all kind of clunky. And that's when he was the top of the NBA. And then very quickly, bam, Steph jumps on the scene, and he's the one selling jerseys and T-shirts and all of it. Where LeBron might be number one for this era. But previous generations don't view it that way. Can he fix that in 1 year? Can he fix that with one move? No, I'm not so sure. Again, sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. When we come back, yesterday was the opportunity for Brett Yormark, the commissioner of the Big 12 Conference, to cinch up why he's suing Texas Tech and Brendan Sorsby. And the commissioner gave an insane statement on what exactly is going down right now with that quarterback and that name. It's Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Hey lady, got the love I need. Baby, more than enough. Oh, darling, 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 walk a while with me. Oh, you got so much, so much, so much.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization, Locked On Big 12. 310-840-4910. You can call or text the show. 310-840-4910. So, top headlines. Yankees struck out again. Oh, the Yankees struck out again. 17 times. 17 in consecutive games against Tampa Bay Rays, who you're fighting with for the top of your division. Probably a good idea to not strike out at 35. Make it 34 combined times in 2 nights. Oh, it's the first American League team to ever do that. Strike out 17 times in consecutive games. The Wizards will reunite with Middleton, Mitchell, Spida in Cleveland will sign a max deal. FIFA suspending a couple of officials for that Belgium game of the U.S. Just insult to injury, salt in the wound. And Argentina 3, Egypt 2. Lionel Messi does it again. The greatest of all time. The GOAT proves why he is one of the best athletes to grace the planet Earth. Scoring in the 82nd minute to help bring Argentina into a tie game 3. Make it 2-2 at that point in time. Just to win it 10 minutes later on the back of another incredible comeback. And Enzo Fernández putting it home. Stoppage time. 3-2 the final. Argentina on top of Egypt. They move on. I have been following pretty closely, by virtue of hosting Locked On Big 12, the Brendan Sorsby story. And I was so excited yesterday to get to the point where we finally got a public statement from Joey McGuire, a public statement from Brett Yormark, the commissioner of the Big 12, from Cody Campbell, that power broker oil baron who's paying all this money for Texas Tech NIL and trying to boost their athletics. I was counting down on the days to finally reporters can press into these guys and ask them questions. And now the first substantial question Brett Yormark got was a reporter said, Texas Tortillas and again Oklahoma's Day. And then Yormark looked at the reporter and said, hold on, stand up, ask your question clearly, and I'll answer it how I want to answer it. Prowling over the reporter. The guy asked again, you've got Tortilla, you can't do this. Yormark said, you misquoted me. I think we're a strong 16-team league. I appreciate your question. We moved on. That wasn't the only weird interaction that centered around Texas Tech. Brendan Sorsby, the Big 12, who you will remember, we talked yesterday, for the everyday listeners of the show, that the Big 12 Conference is suing Texas Tech. We're talking about a league suing a member institution. That doesn't happen. What if the SEC sued LSU or Alabama or Arkansas or Florida tomorrow? It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't be a thing. But was, it'd be headline news. And the reason the Big 12 is suing Texas Tech in a federal manner is to find out whether or not, hey, if we have those who gamble in the future, are we allowed as a conference to put that player, to suspend it, to disqualify that player, or do we get sued? Because the modern era of college football, if I don't like said thing, I just sue you, I win, I get my way. The Big 12 said, no, we're going to get ahead of the schedule. We're going to get ahead of the whole thing here. We'll sue Texas Tech first, all right? We're suing you, big guy. Best of luck. Convinced us that we don't have jurisdiction over you. So with all this going on, my assumption was the Big 12 media days yesterday, Brett Yormark would come out, if not guns blazing, at least pretty transparent with how the Big 12 is going to move forward with their lawsuit on Texas Tech, with their thoughts on Brendan Sorsby, with that whole thing unfolded. Instead, this is what happened. When Jarrett Ramirez, Red Raider Sports, pressed the commissioner on Brendan Sorsby.
Let me start off by saying I appreciate the question. I appreciate other questions that are probably going to come forth today. Today's not the time to address that issue. Today is about celebrating the upcoming football season and celebrating our 16 schools. But I appreciate the question, so thank you.
It does sound a lot like he appreciates the question. I am confident he is at least appreciative of that. But can someone tell me how now is not the time? You're the commissioner of the Big 12, and you just alerted the 16 schools as well as the media yesterday of the big bombshell. And that big bombshell is the Big 12 signed a $20 million deal with Monster to have patches on the jersey, and it's going to be called Monster Energy Big 12 Football and Monster Energy Big 12 Basketball. And I can't say Big 12 Football anymore. I have to say Monster Energy Big 12 Football. You sold that as well as patches and different signage for $20 million. Each school is only going to get $1 million to have a patch on their football jersey. You're going to take up real estate on their football jerseys for $1 million. That's half a wide receiver in the transfer portal. That's half a wide receiver's NIL money. You've already made a decision with this Monster Energy deal that's making people pretty unhappy, and I get why. College football teams, the 16 members of the Big 12, now have to wear Monster Energy patches on their jersey, and they can't sell that real estate to somebody else who would have paid $5, $8, $10 million. And then when pressed on the biggest story of your offseason, hey, your top quarterback, the number one transfer quarterback, a five-star kid, he was gambling on his own team in Indiana, and you're now suing the school that he transferred to. Was there for 3 months, now get kicked out, now he can play in the NFL, the supplemental draft of Canadian Football League. Like the list of storylines with this is deep. And when the commissioner of the league is pressed on it, his response is, hey, I appreciate that question. Now is just not the time. How is now not the time? Now is the moment where you're on a stage on ESPNU with a room full of reporters where they can ask you questions of why you're doing what you're doing, why you did what you did. You have the opportunity to clear your name as the Big 12 of why you're suing a member institution, if you're still suing them, how you plan to move forward with the lawsuit. You can explain why you did what you did, where you stand on the Sorsby deal. You didn't address the integrity of the conference in this situation. You didn't address the weakness in the face of conflict that now is seemingly seeping out of a league that doesn't want to comment on such a major issue. You didn't address the concerns of fairness across the league. What about other member institutions like Iowa State, who had players permanently banned for gambling infractions? Those were so small in comparison to Sorsby, and you didn't tell us why haven't you reprimanded Texas Tech for fighting for Sorsby? The lack of transparency with media partners, with fans, with Texas Tech. And now you only reinforce a tension narrative with one of your most important schools. The ACC needs to do everything possible to keep Clemson happy, Florida State happy, to keep Miami happy. Please don't leave our conference. Whereas the Big 12, now that they have a power broker who's spending a lot of money, a Texas Tech, who is the equivalent of what the ACC has in a Florida State, in a Miami, in a Clemson. Now that you have one of those, you need to keep happy. You're only increasing the tension by saying, hey, not only can you not throw tortillas, not only can you not throw those are banned at football games, but also, we're going to sue you. And when I'm asked about it in a public setting, in a public forum, where you're supposed to be asked about these things and have these conversations and take questions, answer them, and be transparent, I'm going to say, hey, now's not the time. Brett, man, there's no better time. And I understand you're the wily New York businessman, and this is how you want to conduct things, and the Big 12 is going to do it different. But the Monster deal doesn't seem substantial. There are already questions about how the league may be moving in some tone-deaf ways. And the second you're asked the question of the hour, you deflect it. That's not the look that you want. Maybe you don't care about the look, but man, that's what these conferences, college conferences, are built on, is that homey feeling that just didn't exist in the room yesterday at the Big 12 Media Days. When we come back, it is time for Idiots of the Day. Not a bad segue. Addy Bates produces. Laura Jimenez runs the board. It's Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
This
is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization and Locked On Big 12. Egypt 3. Nope, just kidding. Argentina 3. Egypt 2. Dominant. Would have been 3. Egypt had a goal waved off in this VAR review. No goal. Messi misses a free kick. There are so many intricacies of yesterday's soccer match. And again, I promised myself, now the United States has lost, you don't have to do this anymore. You can give up. You don't have to keep watching soccer. And what was kind of a bummer is the second this match ends with a legendary, again, Tom Brady likened it to the 28-3 comeback. The second Argentina beats Egypt 3-2, we get one of the most soccer matches of all time when in yesterday's contest, Switzerland and Colombia did not score for 90 minutes and then the 30 minutes of extra time. And then into penalty shootouts we went, still tied 0-0. And that's kind of, it's the view that we don't get anywhere else in sports and American sports. There's not another sport that I can think of where you don't score for that long a period of time, but it's because of that the intensity builds. Like in baseball, if you don't score for 8 innings, it's not as much that the intensity builds on a Tuesday night as much as it is like, wow, I mean, you've used 3 different arms and they've used 4 different arms and nobody scored. At some point, somebody do something. In soccer, it comes down to this moment where in baseball, it's like, all right, now we get to the 10th inning and there's a runner on second base. In soccer, it's here's the craziest thing you've ever seen before, a penalty shootout. And that's where we jumped in, Switzerland beating Colombia with a final score of 0-0, but 4-3 in penalty shootouts. The World Cup takes a hiatus today and continues on Thursday. France and Morocco in the quarterfinals, that match in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Tickets as low as $1,000. Every single one of these matches has plummeted in price since the United States lost. The interest in soccer has just declined instantly. We'll talk about that more later on the show. Elsewhere in sports yesterday, Donovan Mitchell signed 4 years and a whole lot of money, a max deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Mitchell, $273 million to be exact. And on top of that, he'll get a player option for the 2030-2031 season and a full trade kicker. Big time in the Mitchell household. And for the Cavs, you've now bought into Mitchell being your star for the years ahead. Does that mean LeBron James is willing to pair with Mitchell to be second fiddle to that guy in Cleveland? That remains the question as the King decides his final destination. And the New York Yankees, I cannot emphasize this enough, struck out 17 times last night. That's their second consecutive game, striking out 17 times. No one has ever done that in the history of the American League. It's never happened. And the Yankees, that brand, that name, just did it. Congratulations on history. That is the perfect segue into our Idiots of the Day.
Idiot of the Day.
Idiot of the Day, number 1, Joey Maguire. This is from Brett McMurphy and Nicole Arbach, both of them on this one. McMurphy says, Texas Tech's Joey Maguire on if the Sorsby situation damaged Tech's reputation. Maguire said, my president and AD, they went through a lot. And there were not a lot of coaches that said a whole lot. There was some funny jabs, but there wasn't a lot from coaches. From my peers, I got a lot of support. Nicole Arbach says Maguire told her the backlash from the Sorsby ruling was really tough to experience, particularly pointing out comments made by ADs across the country. No, we're not playing Texas Tech. Our volleyball team refuses to play Texas Tech. Maguire said the coaches did reach out to check on him. Even Eric Morris, the Oklahoma State coach, gave him a wellness check. Steve Sarkisian reached out and said, man, this is not in the head coach's manual anywhere. I want to go back to these responses feel pretty tone deaf out of Maguire. But there's something permeating out of the Big 12 media days this week, out of the Big 12 conversation about what would have happened if Sorsby had sued Texas Tech. What if the Red Raiders didn't go full out to support Brendan Sorsby? And he said, fine, if you want to cut me or discipline me, I'll show you, and I'm going to bounce and then sue you. McGuire was forced to do something, and in this case, he decided to back up the kid in order to save his own program. Somewhere in the back of his mind, I can almost guarantee you, Joey McGuire and this power broker, Cody Campbell, are thinking, love to just nip this in the bud and get it out of the way, and we're done, tired of this. But instead, you have to become the idiot of the day for completely supporting this thing in the hopes that you don't get sued by the kid, where you certainly would lose, because in today's era of college football, you can sue anyone for anything and find the right judge who will rule in your favor, and you will win. That was the case for Sorsby, who takes a year off of football and then reevaluates his career and whether or not that career involves the NFL or the Canadian Football League. Idiot of the day, the Kansas City Royals. This tweet comes from Ben Verlander. And he says, I promise no amount of explaining will prepare you for how bad this play is. Never seen anything like it. Take a listen from SNY.
Little tapper left of the mound. Lugo fielding, throwing on the run, and it gets on by Caglione. That'll bring in the game's first run as Ewing scores. Bichette to third, and all the way to second goes Benj. Now it's thrown to the backstop, and Bichette digging for the play. He scores. Now the ball gets away again, and Benj will score.
Oh, my God.
A Little League home run for Carson Benj. 3 separate errors on one play by the Kansas City Royals, and the Mets lead 3-0.
Oh, my gosh.
It's the bottom of the first. Right, Lugo has to shade to the right of the mound, grab the ball, throw to first, and the inning is over. Instead, 3 throwing errors. The Mets throw it into right field, then toward the third base dugout, then to the backstop, and 3 men score on a Little League home run as Benj comes to the plate. Addy, what's worse, this or striking out 17 times?
I'm trying to figure out what's worse between that and then also the fact that the Mets still lost 16-12. 16-12. It's a football score. Very odd one.
That's bad.
But it can be. It can be.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't Major League Baseball is also it's that time of year, dog days of summer, where just kind of everybody throws up on themselves a little bit.
Well, actually, the Yankees, that they were saying last week that they were having a stomach bug was going through the locker room, and that's why they're not playing well.
Yeah, they're 2-8 in their last 10, and that's the problem right now for me, is that the teams that are playing well, the Braves aren't playing very well. The Phillies, for as solid as they've looked, they just look consistent. They're not playing incredible baseball. The Marlins, that's the issue. The teams that are playing at their peak right now, the dog days of summer, are the Marlins, the Tigers, or the Twins are better. There's just not a sexy, powerful team that's leading the MLB right now, except for, that's right, the LA Dodgers. And that's become stale for people. Yeah, Milwaukee's in there for sure, but we've never, as a society, been able to get around to the Milwaukee Brewers. We've never had a moment where it's like Milwaukee got to be the star of baseball. It just doesn't, we don't let markets like that have those opportunities. The Dodgers, we've fallen back into the dog days of summer, and the Dodgers said, look, all along, you all wanted to be us, you all wanted to chase us, you all wanted to defeat, we were the metric. Well, we are the litmus test for greatness, and it's fallen back into place. Is that good for baseball?
There's no team. That's the problem, is that you're either banged up, you're injured, you have a stomach bug, your team doesn't want to pay. It's just, that is what it is right now. Yeah, what do we have in the AL? We have the Rays. Congratulations, Tampa Bay. You are leading the AL East. You have the White Sox. Wow, very good. And then the Mariners. It's such a mess right now in all of baseball. And so you can hate the Dodgers. I know I do. Sorry for our LA listeners out there, but you know what? You can't fault them. They also have injuries, but they're still winning. That excuse only goes for so long.
Yeah, that's the story. The LA Dodgers. And for better or worse, create stars. Build sports, create stars. Idiot of the day. Whoever came up with this plan? Per Seth Wickersham, this is nuts. Adam Schefter tweets, when Bill Belichick and the Patriots divorced in 2024, Sean Payton, this is nuts. Sean Payton considered presenting Broncos owner Greg Penner a proposal for the ages. Hire Bill Belichick as the head coach of the Broncos until he reached 15 wins, enough to break Don Shula's career record of 347. Payton would temporarily step down to assistant head coach and run the offense, then move back after Belichick became the all-time wins leader. In the end, believe it or not, it was too complicated and maybe too fanciful. What NFL coach, Christian Pulisic style, that's what this feels like here, is like, you know what? You're right. I should take a back seat for a couple years, not be the head coach, let Bill Belichick walk in, be the head man of the Broncos, and try to win 15 games. Help me understand why this makes any sense for Sean Payton and Sean Payton trying to run a legitimate NFL franchise. Because if I'm a Broncos fan, I do not think I like the look of that.
It doesn't make any sense, but that's Sean Payton. I mean, he was an icon in New Orleans for the Saints when he was the head coach over there, then he was going to retire, then he was going to go to Denver, all of these different things. Nothing he does makes sense, and that's the beauty of Sean Payton. Is that idea great? No, not at all. I'm going to make this reference twice. I think I've had better ideas when I'm under the influence on a Wednesday night at softball, okay? I've had better ideas. I've had better play calling, but yeah, you can't beat Belichick. I guess you can just you join him.
Have him join you. Have you ever thought about overthrowing the head coach? Who is the head coach of the Jiggles, your adult league slow pitch softball team? You're the head coach?
I'm the team captain, yeah. Would you expect anything less from me?
No, you write the lineups?
Yeah, I do.
You write the lineups on paper? You seem like in the best way someone who would write the lineups on paper.
I do, and then I have to remind myself that, the positions, if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, like pitcher one, that other people on the team do not know that.
So you can't just put 6 and expect.
No, I got to do the little SS
shortstop.
for shortstop. Yeah. Little SS.
See, for center field, and then they get it.
Yes.
Addie, I think you made a mistake on the lineup. There's a number 7 next to my name. My number's 11. I can see that conversation. I can feel it. What's the Jiggles record, by the way?
So we started a new season and we're 1-1. I pitched 7 shutout innings last week, guys.
How the hell did you start a new season?
Because it's July. The last one started in April. They go April to June, July to August, like late August, early September.
Idiot of the day. People whose loved ones are getting murdered. The news media tweets, under the mayor Mamdani in New York City, New York has reported its fewest shootings and murders in recorded history. To which the foo, Polita Bunny, says, keyword here is reported. Do you think that New Yorkers are reporting less murders? That people are like, all right, because we have Mamdani as mayor, we shouldn't tell anybody that our friend got murdered. Keep it secret, guys. Got to make New York look good. Because that's a new one for me, but I think it's a bold strategy that might pay off in the end. If the police just stop reporting murders, if people just stop saying that people are getting murdered, then if the tree fell in the woods, dog.
That's the secret. That's the secret to running the city.
Final idiot of the day, the Big 12 Conference. Again, media days taking place this week in Frisco, Texas. Travis J. Davidson tweets, the Monster deal, this Monster Energy, that the Big 12 has signed, will result in $1.25 million for each Big 12 school in exchange for a jersey patch, court logos, and field logos. Davidson says, I personally know of a company that has already offered over $5 million to just be on the Oklahoma Sooner jersey. What an awful, embarrassing deal for the Big 12. And this is certainly an awful and embarrassing deal for the Big 12. The logo patch alone is worth $3 to $5 million. The logo patch is a massive piece of what you can do to brand, similar to how the NBA and the MLB and these other leagues have discussed or implemented branding on jerseys. Soccer does this as well. We've seen this. And you know what? It doesn't bother anybody near as much as we thought it would. Oh, you're ruining the game. No, if a kid has a monster patch on his jersey, no one's going to freak out. The point of freaking out is giving them a patch, logos on your basketball court and football field, and only getting $1.25 million out of it. You understand? $1.25 million? 1.25 is... There are quarterbacks being signed for $4, $5, $6 million in NIL. You can get the right leg of a quarterback for what you're giving up for a jersey patch, a basketball court, and football field logo. That seems pretty idiotic to me. It's bad business, forcing your member institutions into something like this. Addie, any final thoughts?
Yeah, that's not going to go that far in the NBA. We know that. We know $1.25 million is not going to go far over there. The baby mamas,
Amen.
Fees.
The baby mamas. I forgot about that part. $100 million. It's not really $100 million. $100 million is not really $100 million. It's more like zero. Addie Bates produces. Laura Jimenez runs the board. When we come back, last night was an incredible display of football, Argentina and Egypt. But soccer in the United States is dead. The day that soccer died, Monday, July 6th, and there's nothing you can do about it. This is Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show. It is the Drake Toll Show. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Man. You know, I sat down. Can I take you back 32 hours? Sat down at Coach's Corner, Savannah, Georgia. It's this bar that has this outdoor seating area and this big screen and an opportunity for Georgia Bulldogs fans on a Saturday to go watch the Dogs play. And every Saturday, this place is packed out. They do the thing, trivia on Tuesdays, and it's the local watering hole. Now, Coach's isn't downtown necessarily. It's on this stretch of the highway where you got some palm trees. You're really starting to feel like, all right, if I cross over that bridge, it's within eye shot of Coach's, then you're on the islands, you're on the beach. So it's that last, it itself is a bridge, that last little piece of Savannah, Georgia, before you get to the island area and down to the beach in Tybee. And it's this perfect conglomerate of let's merge downtown with the beach bums. And I'm there 32 hours ago, sit down in a seat in the backyard area, and they don't have they don't have a big screen, but they have 16 TVs all taped together. You know what I'm talking about? Where you walk into the Best Buy and there are 4 TVs. They all act as one big screen. 16 of those at Coach's. And let me give you perspective on Coach's. This is the place where we do beer and carols. Legendary event. Once a month, the Presbyterian Church will do beer and hymns. They'll all go up. They'll sing these classic hymns, and they'll have a couple beers together, and they'll celebrate their faith, their love, and a brew. And once a year, in December, beer and carols. Go get a bucket of Miller Lite, sit there, and you sing all the Christmas carols you can. At the end of every song, they say, hey, hey, there's a live band. It's a bunch of old people. They're all really old, and it rocks. That's Coach's, that kind of bar. I'm sitting there, and that's the place you want to be. That's the place you want to feel. It permeates within you. The United States of America is about to kick off. Everybody stands at the bar when the national anthem starts. Oh, say can. And the guy next to me is singing it loudly, and it starts to increase in volume. By the end, everybody out there understands, hey, we're all going to sing this together. This moment of patriotism, this moment where black, white, liberal, conservative, it didn't matter. Everyone's rooting for the United States to win at a sport that we all, by and large, as a country, don't really care about. Soccer. Because we were told by Alexi Lalas or Zlatan that this is the year the United States could actually win. Almost reluctant. These different panelists who said, yeah, somehow the host nation, the United States, could actually make a run at this thing. And we began to believe. It's what we do better than anybody else in the world here in the United States, is we start believing. We buy into it. This is it. The United States is going to pull off one of the great miracles. We just did it in hockey. We just shocked everybody in hockey and knocked off Canada at the Olympics to win gold. We're the United States. We don't lose. And because of the buildup, because of the rhetoric, because of what we were told, because this was finally the team with the foreign coach, but don't mind him. He knows a lot more about soccer than the rest of the guys. The team that we kind of pieced together with, well, that guy's sort of from the United States, but lived most of his life in Morocco. Or that guy's sort of from the United States, lived most of his life in France. That guy's kind of from the U.S., but lives in Germany. We pieced the whole team together to be generational. The greatest that we've ever seen in the history of the United States. And you know what? It probably was the greatest team the U.S. has ever fielded. That all met at a moment. It all culminated at Coach's Corner in Savannah, Georgia on Monday, July 6th, the day that soccer died in the United States of America. Within 8 minutes, Belgium would score. Within 40 minutes, it felt like Belgium was routing the United States. Within 90 minutes, Belgium was routing the United States. And you look up, and it's over. And everybody's sitting down. No one left. Everybody's sitting down. And there was a silence in that place that spoke volumes. Soccer is dead. Now, is that a problem? No. You might love the sport, and that's fine. See, like I love to watch in my free time. If I get a chance, I love the Olympic sports. Damn, man, if handball comes on, you best bet I'm watching some handball. I'm dialed in some curling, right? And I know and understand those are never going to be national pastimes, national sports, things people watch. They're not going to be part of the big three, the big four. That's fine. I don't care. And maybe you differ in that way. In the back of your mind, you do care that soccer becomes a sport, the sport. You care so much about it. You want it to be a staple of the United States of America, but it just can't be. It just can't be. The opportunity you had to do that, the opportunity you had for the entire nation to finally buy in long term, is gone. In the single most watched soccer match in United States history, you fell flat on your face 4-1. So it begs the question, right? Messi goes and scores yesterday in a late game scenario for an electric win, Argentina over Egypt, and it felt flat as far as the United States involvement goes. Where that Germany and Paraguay match, I was there 2 weeks ago. And in that match, I was so blown away by the amount of United States representation there and how people they still cared because the U.S. was still alive. Yesterday, we don't care as much. And you might be sitting there thinking, no. I love the World Cup and I love soccer and I watched it yesterday. Hey, the proof is easy here. Foxborough, Massachusetts will host a match on Thursday between France and Morocco tomorrow. And tickets for this match, if you bought them a week ago, 3 days ago, 5 days ago, 2 weeks ago, hovering somewhere between $2,300 and $3,300 for the get-in price, for the cheapest ticket in the rafters. Tickets are now as low as $1,042. Friday, Spain and Belgium, massive match. Inglewood, California, SoFi Stadium. This is another match. California, hey, we can boost these prices a little bit. $1,200, Spain and Belgium. Saturday, Norway and England, two of the great stories of the tournament. Row, Erling Haaland. England and Harry Kane. The get-in price, $1,789. And I know that's expensive. I'm not trying to say it's cheap. But it's half. It's half of what it was. Hell, you can watch Lionel Messi in Argentina in Kansas City, Missouri for under $1,500. Arrowhead Stadium, one of the loudest complexes in the world, less than $1,500. Because after that match, we all kind of looked around the room and said, it happened again. We don't really have to care. Now, there are examples of how we got here. There are reasons that we have this. There's a reason there's stagnation on soccer in the United States. There's a reason that July 6th, 2026 is the day that soccer died in the United States of America. Because we looked around and saw the investment, the rise, the heralded generation of players for this United States team get eliminated in the same spot. We invested for the first time at a much higher level, and we saw them fall flat on their face. So why would we keep investing? That's a question that Clemson boosters asked in football, that Florida State boosters asked, that Florida boosters asked. Hey, man, we invested a lot of money in a team that went 5-7, 6-6, 7-5. We're not going to keep putting all this money into it if it's not paying off for us. And it's not paying off for us. Oh, and by the way, in this certain sphere, soccer, you have to wait 4 years for the next possibility of payoff. The U.S. failed to capitalize on home field advantage. Failed to create a signature, program-defining moment. There wasn't a moment. The best damn moment we got is when the dude's red card was revoked, when Flo Balogun had his suspension suspended. It had nothing to do. There was no Brandy Chastain moment. It had nothing to do with on the field. And the lopsided nature made it even worse. The youth and club infrastructure is where you got to start. There's a pay-to-play barrier, okay? So Europe, South America, professional clubs will go and scout. They'll find a 9-year-old and say, hey, whoa, that kid's good at soccer. Find a 12-year-old, whoa, that kid's got some skill. And in the name of developing young players as future assets for their country, they will pay them. They will pay the kid to play soccer. The U.S. says, if you want to play soccer at a high level and you're 9 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old, can you pay us $11,000? Yeah, tournaments and get-in fees and buy-in for the club. Can you pay us $11,000? Thousands and thousands of dollars annually that we have to pay to get your kids in this sport, the sport the world loves. Alexi Lalas tweeted about this yesterday. He said, youth soccer, or youth sports, is a competitive market with businesses selling a product that obviously customers are willing to pay for. I'd love if soccer was free to all, but who's going to pay for this free soccer? That's another very silly Alexi Lalas take. Derek Cody response. And that attitude from the old guard of U.S. soccer is why the round of 16 will always be the ceiling. Who's going to pay for this free soccer? Is about the dumbest response to all this that I've seen. Not shocked it comes from Alexi Lalas. Again, tweet from Derek Cody. Yeah. Other countries have figured this out. We figure federally, like, we have youth leagues that are free. Somehow soccer doesn't get included in one of them. We have Monster Energy drink willing to pay the Big 12 $20 million right now. And you're telling me that somebody somewhere won't sponsor youth soccer? Somebody somewhere won't give their money to the growth of the game, the future of the game? Soccer is going to stay dead as of July 6th, 2006 in the United States, as long as we continue to make it as exclusive as possible. Because parents see the payoff in, hey, I could shovel out a little bit more money for my kid to play football at IMG. Parents see the benefit. I can shovel out a little money for these baseball tournaments on the weekend, for these AAU tournaments, EYBL. Because what parents see in that is an NBA contract, a Major League Baseball contract. What they see is their kid on draft night, the NFL. Fernando Mendoza standing up in his childhood home, hugging his parents, the first overall pick. What they don't see is paying $11 grand for your kid to kick around a soccer ball with some shin guards on. That's an opportunity for your kid to one day move to Germany. And that's their only way of making money. They don't see money. They don't see future. They don't see payoff. They see a waste of money. We're not paying kids to do it the way that in Europe or South America they are. In the United States, soccer competes directly with football, basketball, baseball, hockey. And the nation's most gifted athletes don't see a future in soccer. And any future they could have seen, we killed on Monday. Those sports offer a very clear path to professional success. Soccer's is a murky one. The best thing you can do if you're a damn good United States of American child, if you're a kid in the U.S. and you're 13 years old and you're good at soccer, the best thing you can do is get the hell out. Go to Germany, go to France, go to Mexico, go somewhere that's not here because we're not about to develop you. We don't care. We've never cared. We care for 3 weeks, then we get a couple of days worth of being fake sad. We're like, oh no, hopefully soccer catches on this time. We're good again in 4 years, and then it's cyclical. It happens all over again. There's no tradition. There's no tradition. In other countries, in Morocco, in Switzerland, in France, in Germany, every day kids get out of school, let's go play soccer. Well, that's just a generalization. Maybe a little bit. But you know what? They go after school, they go play soccer. Here, we don't do that. We play video games and occasionally shoot a basketball through a hoop that has no net. That's our way out. Football, basketball, baseball. We have no genuine respect for the sport of soccer as the United States of America. And as of July 6th, 2026, soccer is dead in this country. It didn't make it. You, Christian Pulisic, you, Flo Balogun, Mauricio Pochettino had an opportunity to change that. And you didn't. You lost 4-1 to Belgium. We're looking at Cape Verde, a country that's the size of East Jacksonville, half of Jacksonville. Same population as Cape Verde. We're watching them go toe-to-toe with Lionel Messi. And the United States is just over here playing in the corner. Jazz Chisholm style, lollipop in mouth. Oh, shoot, we lost? Better luck next 4 years. No, it's not better luck. It's going to keep happening. At some point, you got to stop hoping. When we come back, it's not the same for our friends in Argentina. Last night, yesterday afternoon, Argentina and Egypt played one of the great matches in World Cup history. You think that's hyperbolic? Tom Brady said so. It's Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Wow.
Okay.
got a sweet little body and she's rolling in the caddy with me.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization, Locked On Big 12. Can I give you an example, please, of why? I know I just did this whole rant about how soccer's dead in the United States. Grrr, and maybe you don't care. Like if I said American football is dead, or baseball's dead, or basketball's dead, we'd have to have a serious conversation. That can't be right, because it's not. People still care. Knicks in 5. People still care. The Dodgers are creating a new generation of baseball fans. Shohei Ohtani is creating a new generation of baseball fans. The NBA is now more watched than it was 15 years ago when LeBron was dominating with the Heat. The National Football League couldn't be a better TV product. It's awesome. And they each have their stars. Shohei Ohtani or LeBron James. Basketball's got 15 of them now. There's you just made 1 million LeBron Jameses. Football, Patrick Mahomes. We're in kind of this Josh Allen, trying to figure out, okay, who is the star of the National Football League, right? Is it Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes, despite Mahomes' playoff success? Because Allen's got this more kind of public, almost Taylor Swift-esque, these storylines around himself as a star outside of the game. Whereas we got the Hughes cats in hockey just playing a game without a tooth, blood everywhere, beating Canada for a gold medal, drape the American flag around you. Insert eagle screech. Like, that's awesome. Whereas in soccer, Christian Pulisic is supposed to be the star. He's supposed to be the United States guy. He's going to be the one. He's the one that leads the way. Follow Christian Pulisic. Here's what he had to say yesterday after the match concluded with Belgium and his team lost.
I know you were in a lot of pain, had to be subbed off. What were you dealing with, fighting through?
Yeah, I just twisted my ankle and just sprained my ankle. It's just frustrating to end like that, of course. But now I got time to rest, so hopefully it'll be okay.
We've played that 4 times now because it's more and more baffling the more I think about it. That's your star. That's your hero. That's your king. Yeah, I kind of hurt my ankle a little bit, but now I get to rest. It's okay. Now you get to rest. We just lost the World Cup, the single most important match in United States soccer history against Belgium, where we had an opportunity to save this sport, to create a sport in the U.S. We got our you-know-what rocked, and your response is, well, my ankle hurt, but now I can rest. Rest now, Christian Pulisic. We will see you in Valhalla. That's the reason that on July 6th, soccer died. It was alive and well yesterday, I'm going to tell you that much, in Argentina and in a match between Argentina and Egypt, where the Egyptians are calling this a farce and that FIFA is trying to rig this whole thing to help push Lionel Messi further into their tournament. It kind of makes sense that you would want Lionel Messi to be there. You got to give you that. And Messi cemented himself yesterday, this Jordan-esque performance, as one of the greatest of all time. And I've said it a couple times this tournament as Messi continues to score goals and increase his lead on all-time goals in the World Cup for any player ever. I've on the show 4 or 5 different days had to lead with Lionel Messi. You are seeing in real time stardom. I'm giving you the opportunity to turn your TV on and see one of the greatest athletes, period, that's ever walked the face of the world, the planet. It's right here in front of you. Tom Brady tweeted yesterday, this is equivalent to 28-3. And I thought, well. But yeah, it kind of is. Egypt in this match scored in the 15th minute. All right, okay. Falcons are up 10-0. That's a little confusing. Then in the 20th minute, Lionel Messi, misses a penalty. Ooh, it's a pretty big miss. That's like Tom Brady, now down 10-0, driving into the red zone, throwing an interception, and that's a pick 6. Now it's 17-0. Tom Brady gets the ball back. The Patriots go 3 and out. They're punting. This isn't good all of a sudden. Egypt scores in the 15th minute and the 67th minute. Messi missed that penalty in the 20th minute. We're at the 75-minute mark. It's Egypt 2, Argentina 0, and it's becoming clear. It's 28-3, and we're entering the 4th quarter. The game is over. For all intents and purposes, the game is over. Oh? But a Romero goal in the 79th minute means that New England's on the board against the Falcons. It's now 28-9. There's a glimmer of hope somewhere in there. Wait a second. A Falcons turnover. New England scores quickly. Onside kick. New England recovers the Lionel Messi goal in the 83rd minute. All of a sudden now, in the span of a couple of minutes, everything's changed, and it's still not crunch time yet. It's now a one-score game. The Falcons have the ball, 6.5 minutes to go. Atlanta stifled. After a singular first down, all of a sudden, 2 minutes left. Tom Brady has the ball in his hands, and in the second minute of stoppage time, Argentina strikes for the match-winning goal. At a final of 3-2 is where we end after it was Enzo Fernández that dumped Egypt. Lionel Messi, a comeback win, and he never gave up. And another defining moment. Another spot where, we talk about like Jordan flu game or, hey, Jordan's ankle. I don't know if he can go tonight. Hey, Tom Brady, he's down 28-3. We've seen adversity meet the greatest athletes of all time in big moments, and that's where they define their career. Messi last night. Hey, he missed the penalty. That's already damning enough, and you're down 2-0 to Egypt, and it's getting really late. Argentina's going to lose. But it's what the greats do. It's that different gear they have. It just doesn't make sense. They've got a lever in their brain that you and I probably don't have. And when it's ticked on, nothing can stop that. Lionel Messi, Argentina, greatness. No one has ever been better in the sport of soccer, and it's live for you right now. You can watch it not just on TV. I mean, we're still hosting the World Cup. Just because the U.S. lost, I checked, I called, we do still get to host the rest of the World Cup. Argentina and Switzerland. Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City, Missouri on Saturday. That's a huge match. Argentina, pretty heavy favorite in it as well, to knock off Switzerland and make their way to the semifinals. Again, it's the defending champion, Argentina. Teams that are left, let's take you through that. No matches today. Tomorrow, France and Morocco will play. Friday, Spain and Belgium in the afternoon. Norway and England, Argentina and Switzerland. Each of those 8 teams are fighting for spots in the semifinals of the 2026 World Cup. All right, it's Wednesday. Time to do it. It's time for our favorite game. Who are they?
I don't actually think it's that bad. Okay? I don't think it's that bad. I'm going to say it.
Here comes the song. There's the song.
Pigeons on Holiday. All righty.
Pigeons playing ping pong.
Yes. Laura, are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Drake, are you ready?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I did not like that. This person was an American industrialist and founder of Standard Oil.
Oh, Harry
About
Sinclair.
The Gilded Age.
The guy
Harry
from
Sinclair.
Fight Club.
Sinclair?
No, Rockefeller.
Oh no. Well, I was half off.
That's okay. He only has a history minor, guys. Here's your next one. This guy is an American actor born on this day in 1958. He's been in movies like Diner, Footloose, She's Having a Baby. He's from Philly.
Bacon.
And yes! Laura
Kevin
got
Bacon.
it.
Wow,
Laura
good, Laura.
got
Good,
it.
Laura. Good.
Whoa. Here's your next one. This person, American country singer. Some of the songs include She Never Cried in Front of Me and Should Have Been a Cowboy.
Toby Keith.
I knew you'd know that one because that's like his biggest hit.
That's
one of them. All right, here's your next one. This person is an Italian professional tennis player. He's currently ranked number 1.
Yannick Sinner.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe you knew that. Of
She
course.
loves Yannick Sinner.
You think
I
I
do
know
love
tennis? What the?
I love Yannick Sinner. That's my boy.
She loves him for his acumen, for his acumen and success at tennis.
Yeah. Here's your next one. Here's your final one. His name, you're going to have to give me his nickname. His real name is Paul David Hewson, and he was born in 1960, and he is an Irish singer, activist, and the lead singer of a very famous band.
Bono. Sing.
It is Bono. That is Bono.
It's Bono?
Sting is
Yeah.
not Irish. But yes, Drake won today. Good job, Drake.
Come on.
Proud banana.
Maybe the game.
Proud
Maybe the
banana.
game's not so bad after all.
Aww.
Maybe it's not so bad. Should we talk Tour de France tomorrow? No.
Yes.
We shouldn't
Because
talk.
we know about all of that.
Tomorrow at 7:40. Cycling is dead in the United States of America. And get ready. That's going to be an all-time rant. Thank
I'll
you,
be in
Laura.
England, and my mom said that, hey, if you get bored, you should go to this. And what did she send me? The link to Tour de France. So
Tour de France, that's awesome. Addie Bates produces, Laura Jimenez runs the board, Armor Williams, Colin Jones, Bruce Gilbert, and Ryan McGuire. Thanks for giving me a job. You Better You Bet is coming up next. It is Westwood One Sports. It is the Westwood One Sports app. Thanks for joining us 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., and we will see you again tomorrow morning. This is the Drake Toll Show.
This